Let's make Carnival stick donuts. I'm using my electric mixing bowl for this, and I'm gonna add 1 cup of warm milk. I took it straight out of the fridge into the microwave for 50 seconds. Now I'm going to add 2 teaspoons and a 1/4 teaspoon of yeast. I'm using the traditional active dry. I'm gonna add about 4 tablespoons of sugar. Just gonna give it a really good whisk here, and then let it sit on the counter for maybe 5 minutes. We want that yeast to activate. I'm not sure if you can see, but the yeast has all come to the top. Don't continue if your yeast hasn't done that. You may have to redo it. Your dough just won't turn out if your yeast doesn't activate. Now I'm gonna add 1 egg, 3 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm just gonna use like a pinch of salt because I always use salted butter. But if you're not using salted butter, you could add like a teaspoon. Into the electric mixer, maybe 2 minutes just until that dough comes together, and then we're gonna add some butter. The dough is just kind of in this like shaggy stage. This is where we're gonna add our butter. And about 3 tablespoons of softened butter. Back into that electric mixer until it all comes together and we get a smooth, soft dough ball. It was only in the mixer for maybe another 3 minutes, and the dough is so soft. But it is not sticky. It doesn't stick to my hands. I'm gonna put it back into this bowl, and I'm going to cover it and place it somewhere warm to double in size, about 1 hour. I'm thinking I might put it in my oven though with the light on to speed up the process. So we'll check back in 30 minutes. But for now, this is how the dough looks. It's been about 30 minutes. Our dough looks perfect. We're gonna dump it out. I'm going to aim to roll it into kind of a rectangle so we can get perfect sticks out of this. You can also cut the donuts like regular donuts, make them little balls, put holes in them. You could really customize this any way you want. I'm just doing donut sticks. The parchment paper, and I'm gonna cut them into slices so that I can put each stick on. It's just easier to transport it that way. So kind of like this, but it's all gonna depend on the size of donuts that you're making. Now I have no idea how many I'm gonna get from this. We're just gonna start cutting. Guess it depends. I got 10. I'm gonna take each stick now. Oops, I probably should have floured the surface, but each of our little sticks and adding it to that parchment paper. I do recommend flouring your surface before you dump that dough on. My dough's stuck, so they're all kind of wrinkly and odd shaped, which is causing my OCD to flare up. But they look good. We're going to cover them and let them do a second rest for maybe 20 minutes. Right, it's been about half an hour. I had to get ready. I'm going out for dinner to the spaghetti factory tonight. Pretty exciting. I haven't been there in ages. We're gonna move these out of the way and get our hot plate and deep fry them. Do you remember the other day when I cut in my pan, I said I was probably gonna regret this? I do. I totally destroyed my Pedro pan. I'm just using vegetable oil because then it makes it healthy, because it's made of vegetables. I've set our temp to 350 degrees. I hope it has reached that temp. Now, this is why the parchment paper is kind of important. It's just so much easier to transport. Perfect. I'm just gonna do 2 at once for now. The one part about this hot plate that I don't like is that the heat is really strong in the middle and it's not on the outside, so it tends to burn. So we're gonna try to cook these on a low temp, moving them around so that they don't get burned. It also would have been easier to make my donut sticks a lot smaller so that they could have fit in the pan a little easier and I could have moved them around, but we can do that next time. It's a good thing these aren't for the school event again. All right, some of my donut sticks are a little over crispy, but once we load them with that cinnamon sugar, you're not even gonna notice. Now I don't really have a big enough plate to add the cinnamon sugar and shake them in, so we're just gonna add them to my turkey platter. I just have some cinnamon sugar that has already been mixed together. I swear they look darker in this video than they are in person. They look absolutely perfect, but definitely they look a lot darker in this video, but they're gonna be perfect. And these are gonna resemble like Carnival donuts. So really you could shape them into Carnival donuts if you wanted, but look at how fluffy Just a little piece because I'm on a diet. Okay, just one more piece.